before they even ever had wings. If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
My name is Esther. They call me the Oga, but of them are the general overseer of them all. Every man, every woman has got a voice where integrity is the volume. So this is Voice of the People's TV. Voice of the People's TV. So this is the people's voice. And the people's voice is the voice of God. That's the voice populi in Latin. The people's voice is the voice of God. So keep watching Voice of the People. In fact, my name is Voice of the People. Keep watching MC Ado Pikin.
Hi guys, my name is Kagan. I am Nigeria's biggest tech content creator, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Voice of the People TV. Keep watching, enjoy, and you're welcome.
My name is MC Alamano. They call me Enjoy Med Landlord. It's VOP TV. Keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch it down. Even if you want to touch it down, increase the volume. If you don't increase the volume, why to me?
My name is Collins Agawabe, popularly known as No Mide, but last, more than No Mide, or more. Not be also the cook right at the fry plantain. We keep on watching VOP TV. The voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, that's why they show and all the content come on. A VOP TV.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. This is Newspaper Review. We have, I am Moses Humphrey, in case you're just tuning in. Welcome to the program.
And I am Chukuma Okoro. Thanks for joining us again.
And yes, of course, Elvis Elimehele stays back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moses.
And Mr. Darlington Nagomo Esquire joins the conversation. Good morning to you.
Morning, Moses. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. It's an interesting morning.
Yeah.
And very interesting because we're talking about petrol prices going down. Dangote Refineries has brought down its own petrol price, and then NNPC as well has brought it down as Nigeria celebrates Christmas, Yuletide, the end of the year. Usually we'll have, queues at this time, strikes and queues at this time, but it doesn't seem like that would happen this year, which is a good thing, of course. But there's another story brewing that involves Dangote himself now, Dangote the individual, and the chief executive officer of Nigeria Midstream, NMDPRA, that's Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. Yes, that's Farouk Ahmed. Now, that conversation has been on social media, how he paid $5 million for school fees in Switzerland for 4 of his children. And I think Dangote has...
Secondary school.
Secondary school. Secondary school. Oh. Which secondary school did you attend?
They are listed
Secondary school. Barrister, which one did you attend?
Ologo Buruku.
Ologo Buruku. Well, anyway, Dangote, the names of the school have been published, and the names of the children and the school has been published. And this is from the Leadership newspaper. So this is what we have here. Allegation. Engineer Farouk Ahmed, Authority Chief Executive, Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, allegedly spent over $5 million on his 4 children's foreign secondary education in Switzerland. Names of children and secondary schools attended: Faisal Farouk, Montreux School, 6 years. Farouk Jr., Aiglon College, 6 years. Ashra Farouk Institute La Rose, 6 years. And Fahana Farouk La Garenne International School, 6 years. Now, estimated secondary education cost, this is where it gets interesting. Annual tuition, air tickets, and upkeep per child, $200,000 by 4 equals $800,000. Total, yes, annual. Total living expenses per child and air tickets for 6 years, $1,200,000. That's $1.2 million by 4, $4.8 million. Approximate total fees for tuition and upkeep, $5 million. All right. Now, tertiary education fee for children, tertiary. Tuition, upkeep, air tickets, and other expenses is approximately $125,000 per annum by 4 years, amounts to $500,000 by 4 years, by 4 children, equals $2 million. Faisal just finished 2025 Harvard MBA at $150,000 and $60,000 for upkeep, tickets, and other incidentals. Total $210,000 spent in 2025 for Faisal's MBA. $210,000. Okay. Well, these are the facts signed by Aliko Dangote.
Yes.
I think Dangote is on. He's out for the kill. Oh well. He put out this information and said, "Look, this man should be investigated." And we know they've had a fallout earlier.
Yeah, before now. Yes.
Well, gentlemen, the
Yes.
floor is open.
You see, Moses, if, I always told you here that the reason why these corruptions are climbing up is because whenever somebody commits this atrocity with our finances, people just dismiss it. You don't pay attention.
That's a civil servant. Too.
Yes, that's
Civil
why.
servant,
That,
let me tell you.
that is why the next person will now say, okay, this one did it. I will do too. Why not? I will do my own now. Under Buhari, there was one man called Indimi. He used our $500 million to go and pay for a chair in the U.S. university. I said $500 million.
No, barrister, Indimi owns
Idimi
I am
is a private
It's a
person.
private
Hold on.
person.
Yes, I'm coming. Okay, private person. I mean, where did he get that kind of money?
He's a businessman.
Okay, fine.
He owns an oil well.
I am coming. Another governor paid $5 million for the same purpose in the U.S. university. $5 million. Nobody called it. Nobody questioned.
Barrister, which governor is that? Can you recall?
I am coming. Now, this one that you have listed, this man is a member of the cabal. And you remember when he wanted to run Dangote refinery out of business, when he was saying that the fuel coming out from there is inferior. He did all manner of things just to bring the man down. And they said, okay, let's all do investigation.
Do you think that's why the man is doing this back?
No. I am saying that if you are
himself.
if you are taking care of this thing initially, are you getting what I'm saying? At least this man knows that now realize that look, I can be investigated. I should be very careful with what I'm doing and all that. But because everybody just look the other side, why this was going?
There are no consequences.
At the end of the day, nothing happened. So the man now felt that he's very big. That is why he could do what he's doing. And now look at it, like I told you, this man is a member of the cabal who does not want the oil industry in Nigeria to work, to grow. Why is it that up to today, Moses Okodo and Elvis, why is it that up to today, nobody has done this to look into this NNPC and what they are doing? Can you please tell me why? Up to today, that particular industry, that particular government, the cash cow of Nigeria, every time of the day, we are hearing infamous stories from that industry. Why? You think this man is the only person? The answer is no. The 210 trillion naira, where is it? Where is it? From the same place. Eh? Is it not because those who took that money, nobody have called them to order, nobody have said anything. That is why these other ones have continued. So I am not surprised. We thought that Dangote had reviewed, nothing will happen. As long as that man is a member of the cabal, forget it, nothing will happen.
Okay, yeah, but at least
nothing will happen.
Now it's in the domain, and the person who Dangote fingered in this matter is a public servant.
Yes.
That's our taxpayers' money. Then this will also take us back that this man was appointed in 2021 September by the former administration of Buhari. This is Buhari when he was coming in 2015 told Nigeria he was coming to fight corruption. And he was coming to rejig our economy and fight insecurity. He stayed 8 years. Buhari ministers today are before EFCC. Hadis Rika, Buhari who came in to fight corruption. This man that I just been mentioned now, Ahmed Farouk. Then Malami, Buhari's minister. Then remember Emefiele, off and on, Buhari's minister. In the latest in Gige, Buhari's minister. That's to tell you, one, Buhari was a monumental failure in his fighting of corruption in this nation.
Humanitarian.
The humanitarian Sadiat, humanitarian minister, Buhari's minister. Look at the crop of how I wish he was alive to see how Nigerian called him Mr. Integrity and how he betrayed.
If he's alive, will you touch his minister?
No, I mean we'll touch like I don't know whether we talk, but look at Nigerian, the so-called Nigerian who were waiting for Messiah, you know, the purified and integrity Messiah should come and see his ministers now.
We have that number of people tried during the PDP administration.
If Buhari was alive today, nobody will talk to his minister.
Okay, now,
remember when he told the DSS, don't touch.
I don't think so.
I don't think
so. Emefiele was in the eye of the storm.
I am coming. Buhari told DSS, in fact, he issued order presidential order 10 or so, that nobody should talk to Emefiele or arrest him. But
Emefiele was already arrested before he died. Emefiele was already in court before Buhari died, and Sadiat was already in court before Buhari died. Even Hadis Rika painted an aircraft on the 28th of May and flew it into Nigeria and called Nigeria.
That was when Tinubu took over.
This was about.
That was when Tinubu. Is it not Buhari that handed over to
That was when Tinubu took over.
Okay, yes. Most people were still in service now under Buhari.
They were still in service under Buhari. But when Buhari was still alive, when Tinubu's government started picking these guys, this we are seeing
now my question is, this number of people that we see tried, you know, by an APC government, you know, having served under an APC government, did we have this number of people tried, you know, from Jonathan to during Buhari's era, ministers? Can we recall?
Not as many as apart from Diziani, not the way we are just picking them now like chicken in Buhari's government, you know, bringing them before EFCC. We have Diziani.
Look, arrest is different from prosecution.
No, okay, did we have this number of people arrested
if you like,
from the PDP administration?
Whether there are many or lesser. Did you secure conviction in any of them? That is the question here.
You have to arrest, investigate. You have to investigate,
after arrest,
then
you investigate and before prosecution. That's where we are still.
Because of what has happened in the past, I am not amused by this arrest. I'm not amused by naming them.
You may not be amused. You may not be amused, Barrister. But Nigerians are aware. This is a political era. Somebody of this nature now, can you still have that confidence in this kind of person tomorrow?
No, but this fight Dangote is spearheading. Do you think that anything will come out of it?
Nothing. That's what I'm telling you. Look, already
what we should be expecting. What we should be expecting now. Now that we are discussing it, Barrister, we want to see what happened to Better Edu happened to this man. Let him be suspended and let him be tried.
No, you can't.
Better Edu was suspended as a minister when things of this nature.
What happened?
But she was relieved.
What has happened?
Yahaya Bello.
Now that
what has happened to Melek?
Yahaya Bello is still in court.
Now that the House of Rep.
Meanwhile, as we speak, this man worked under Melek Yari.
Yes, America.
So if he was able to dole out $5 million to pay school fees.
That means they
Yeah,
have
you
more.
should you should be thinking of my
You can imagine what, you know.
and that's what Barrister was talking about NNPC.
Well, Mele Kyari, what happened to his case up to today?
It's
You
still,
are not-
it's
you are
still
not
under
getting it.
trial.
I said nothing will come out of forget it. I know these people how they behave. When they want to amuse the public, gullible Nigerians, they will start picking some people. They will just say, yeah, Tinubu are working on. He's fighting corruption. At the end of the day, nothing will come.
Well, but this one now is not even Tinubu. It's not even Tinubu that picked this one.
I said
This one is coming from Dangote. But we are saying Tinubu's government now should do the needful as far as this one is concerned. We have evidences now. The schools are mentioned there. The children are mentioned there. Their maths is mentioned there. What other evidence? Let the EFCC now pick him up and continue from where Dangote has revealed.
Remember when Dangote was shouting all over the place that they want to ruin his government. In fact, at the point he became frustrated that they should come and buy the refinery. Abi, with all those revelations and everything, well, Mr. Okoro, what happened? With all those revelations about refinery in Malta, please, what came out of it? Tell me. I'm telling you something here. You're telling me. Let him name the whole Nigeria as the culprit here. Nothing will come out of it. Nothing. Yes,
but we have to enforce it. Let us enforce it in the media that something comes out. Let us begin to mention it. We are mentioning it now. Dangote did a full page advert to release this one today. We are also going to, we are putting it in the mention.
All the while we are talking, every time I have opportunity, I will mention the 210 trillion naira. Up to today, nothing came out of it.
We keep mentioning it.
So what came out of it?
Now Dangote is saying, look, certain $5 million was used as a school fees
for secondary school.
What the hell? What is that? Yaya Bello
is Nigerians.
Yaya Bello is he here? In fact, the school.
Yaya Bello on the school returned the money.
The school returned the money. A very strong evidence if you want to prosecute. A very strong evidence. Yes, nothing has happened.
No, you can't say nothing is happening. The case has not been dispensed. The case is still in court.
If they are serious about that case, well done. If they are serious about that case,
he must not be kept in custody now.
Listen, if they are serious about the prosecution, wouldn't even last a week. With that evidence, it can't last a week.
Barrister, which case in Nigeria has lasted?
I know of some cases, please. I know of some cases. Don't worry.
High-profile financial crime cases.
Fall out of favor with the government. You know how they will treat your case. Don't fall out of favor. You want to tell me that Yaya Bello's case, it ought to last this long with all the evidence, strong evidence? What are you waiting for? Tell me, what are you waiting for?
Let the wheel of justice grind slowly, but the most important thing is let the justice be gotten in the matter.
The wheel of justice in Nigeria is always warehouse when you are in favor. When you are in favor of the government, the wheel of justice grinds slowly and eventually they are warehouse. Look at all the cases we are mentioned here. Mention any of them that have seen the light of day, except when they mention it. People say, yes, they are fighting corruption. Yeah. At the end of the day, what came out of it? Nothing. That is why the next person will not say, so this one.
Do you know why I'm happy about this matter, Barrister? It's the same APC now that are bringing ideas. This is not PDP, APC. This is APC. So if we are going to, if APC can bring guidance, APC must ensure that they are prosecuted and Nigerians will see the end.
You know, when I said this here, you don't pay attention. Now listen very well. With what I'm hearing from the court now, we are heading somewhere.
Which court? About what?
About somebody having the power to declare state of emergency and having the power to remove any elected official.
Barrister, the power has always been there.
To remove any you don't.
He has just done it in Rivers.
You are not. That is state of emergency. I'm talking of elected official. That means you can wake up and remove them.
No. Suspend. And within a period of time. That's what you're talking about.
Go and read what they said in the paper. What the court said. This Supreme Court.
That's what the court said, because the court is saying that according to this day newspaper, it says Supreme Court, President not empowered by Constitution to suspend governors, legislators, says exercise of such powers subject to judicial review to prevent arbitrariness, abuse, strikes out PDP governor's suit challenging emergency rule in Rivers. Verdict, an evil wind against democracy, opposition party declares. That's opposition party saying this verdict is an evil wind against democracy. And then it goes on. It says,
look at how they put
outside a validly declared state of emergency, the president possesses no power whatsoever to interfere with state executive or legislative institutions outside a validly declared state of emergency.
Which
means so that the question is, was the one declared in Rivers State
a valid,
a valid one?
Yes, because the state assembly had to call in.
The
They had to call in the president to call for such a thing. Nobody called him in Rivers State. He just on his own, he woke up and declared state of emergency.
Which one is a valid?
No, a validly declared state of emergency.
Because
A validly declared state of emergency is one that is approved by the
state
National
Assembly.
State. Not
National Assembly.
National Assembly.
In the case of
Not through voice vote. Not through voice
Not
vote.
through a voice vote, but by head count.
Or electronic voting.
Electronic
It's-
voting.
it's
And
right
it
there
has
in
to
the
be
house.
written that,
And
look,
the
this is
state-
my name, this is the constituency I
And where I
represent,
represent, and this is my
position
vote.
on this.
Good.
That is a validly declared state of
And then
emergency.
the state involved have to make an input. You can't just declare state of emergency where
The governor will have to call
Exactly.
for help.
Exactly. That is the beginning of the whole thing. Before even the National Assembly will come in, the State Assembly and the governor have to wade in and say, look, we need help here. Did anybody invite him in River State? Did anybody? Please tell me. Did anybody? Look, people don't know where we are going. You don't know until this thing happen. Then everybody's eye will not
Now,
clear.
this Supreme Court interpretation, does it look like?
It has left little to
That is
little-
it.
Does it look like the Attorney General of the Federation doesn't know all these provisions of the Constitution?
He knows.
And he advised, more like he'll advise the president.
He knows, but what can he do when they put the two offices together, Attorney General and Minister of Justice?
But my position in all of this is this. Now, for a president to, before we get to a point where a president has been called in or he validly declares a state of emergency, what it means is that the institutions of government have failed the people.
Yes.
And they are more like a gradual descent to anarchy, where there is total breakdown of law and order. Now, my question and my position is this. If a state of emergency is declared, resulting from the failure of institutions of governance, which is the office of the governor and that of the legislature, the state house of assembly, if you declare a state of emergency, to what end what will the governor be doing there?
He'll be suspended. He will stay at home
And
for
so,
the period. If he has
for
no
that
job,
period.
he doesn't have any job within that period.
Within that
because
period.
he failed in his responsibility,
responsibility.
ab initio. That was all led to the
Yes.
declaration
That's
of the state
my
of
own
emergency.
position.
So he should remain at home.
Yes.
Okay. Now that it happened to Fubara and they forced him to port into APC, do you think it is only Fubara that they've given you such treatment? Because he succeeded in Rivers, you think he do not succeed elsewhere?
No, when we discuss these things, we discuss it within the context of Nigeria as a nation. I don't want us to limit it to the Tinubu administration
Because we have had it in the past before.
Because we've had it in
We
the past.
had it in
And
Plateau and Ekiti
Tinubu,
before now.
the longest he can stay in office is 2031. So when he leaves in 2031, the next president that comes in, does he have that liberty, that leverage, to act freely or to act within the provisions of the Constitution? That should be our
Because
concern.
you allowed it with Tinubu, the other person will say, somebody did it and you allowed it. Why not me? And that's the implication. This thing that you are trying to excuse now.
Obasanjo declared state of emergency.
As a military man,
No, as a civilian president.
civilian
He
president.
declared state of emergency, removed Joshua Dariye. He declared state of emergency in which other state?
Ekiti.
Ekiti state, and removed
Fayose, and
Now
brought
we
in,
saw
Adetutu
Jonathan
Olorin.
came. Jonathan declared state of emergency in three states.
three states.
according
But he
to
didn't remove the governor.
that's according
So
to
the
the
fact
law.
that Tinubu did it doesn't mean that another president will follow his footsteps.
Really?
That is what we call idiosyncratic variables. How one president acts depends on his personality, his education background, his personality
exposure.
fused into his personality. It doesn't follow that every other person must do the
But
same thing.
please
We
do.
have, I'm sorry, barrister, we have had infamous presidents in the past, not just in Nigeria, world over. And you see another one come to say, look, let us do the right thing without following the footsteps of the previous one.
But we have seen the type of propaganda, the type of gossip and everything that follows it. They told us about Tinubu as the man who fought for democracy, who started democracy, who did everything under Nadeko and all that. And people like me said, no, this thing is not real, but nobody listened. Now look, do you believe that a man who they told us all the stories about him could be doing all this in office? Did you ever think of it? Did you believe that under Tinubu, what we are seeing today will happen.
Sorry, sir, you have come back to Tinubu
Eh?
again. I'm saying that Nigeria does not end and start with Tinubu. One good day he will leave office, and another person
he's
will come
setting
in.
a bad president. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying too that the president himself doesn't mean that another person will follow
yes.
him.
Barrister.
Listen,
Barrister.
we are not supposed to be
Barrister.
going backwards.
Barrister.
That is the issue here.
Barrister, we
Yes.
saw.
We cannot be going back.
We
Then
saw-
one step forward, then 3 steps backward. When another person will say, okay, let us start again. That one has gone. Like they are telling us about Buhari now. All that Buhari did, we forgot it. We let us start on the new slate. Look at the new slate we are starting now. It's even worse than Buhari. Then when another person comes, we say, okay, we don't want what happened under Tinubu. Let us start again. Is that how to grow a country?
Okay.
Please tell me.
Well, let's take some other headlines on the same subject before we move on to other headlines here. The Guardian reports this Supreme Court verdict as says Supreme Court's verdict on emergency rule unsettles polity, power structure, and then the riders to it. Critics warn judgment may embolden presidential overreach. CUPP faults ruling, says due process questions left unresolved. Dissenting justice rejects suspension of elected officials. Analysts divided over implications for federalism, separation of powers. Legal experts debate precedent for future emergency declarations. I mean, these are the conversations that we're having here. Opposition fears ruling could reshape power play ahead of 2027 polls.
Exactly.
Supporters insist decision reinforces constitutional order, crisis management. Oh well, I guess we are divided along these lines already.
Of course. And it's deliberate. That is where these mischief rules of interpretation come
So the
in.
Supreme Court just
if
further confused
exactly.
Nigerians.
It's now subject to different interpretation. So you should have ruled unambiguously so that even the market woman will understand what you are saying. I listened to Jeremy Johnson when he was sentencing Ekweremadu in UK. Go and look at the flawless English that came out from that man. Go and look at the way the judicial pronouncement was made. That was why Ekweremadu could not even go for appeal. Because the thing was flawless. Flawless. But here now, look at what we are seeing. Please, somebody should wake me Oputa. Justice Oputa, you should wake up. Kayode, you should wake up and see what they are doing with your judiciary. Come and wake up and save us from this mess. Because I don't know what these people are doing. Seriously. These people, they have messed up everything. Please wake up wherever you are and come and challenge these people for me.
Barrister, all these people that you are calling, where were they when we had...
They left a good legacy. They left it.
Hold on. Where were they when we had a two-third of 19 in 1970?
That one is... If you compare with what is going on now, look, that one was just a child's play. Okay. If you compare with what you are seeing today, Mr. Okoro, please, those days we are better than now. 10 times over.
No, I just had to spotlight it because you get the impression that we have not had this kind of problem.
No. Look, there are common mistakes, yes. There are hazards of the job. Are you getting, as at that time, we have 19 states, Abi. The confusion now became, you have to win with two-thirds.
And what is two-thirds of 19?
And that was why immediately that happened. Babangida came in and created the 2 more states to make it 21 so that figure can be arrived at. That one is in fact is immaterial. But what we are talking, when you deliberately now created the corruption as an institution of judgment, that you deliberately created it. This thing they said now, what will stop the Supreme Court from being explicit on the part of the president, what you ought to do and what you don't want to do? Just make it explicit so that everyone will understand than putting it neither here nor there. What are you thinking of?
I think that is what the Supreme Court said. The Supreme Court was very clear. The president can do this, but he cannot do this. Isn't it?
They were not. Going by the judgment, they were not.
The judgment said...
You don't have what the paper said now, that there are different interpretations to what they said.
There will always be different interpretations.
Especially when it comes to legal matters.
Not just, even in diplomacy. There's a place where you write A, and another person will write D. They will mean 2 different things.
Now, the impression has been created that Tinubu have the power to what? Remove elected government official.
No, barrister, that's not impression.
That is the impression on the paper.
No, that is not impression.
Oh God,
Suspend.
That is the impression on the paper.
Under a validly declared state of emergency, the president can, but without that, the president cannot.
Now the validly now leaves interpretation of you and I.
No,
what
it doesn't. He also stated that there is nothing like a voice vote in the national in the House of Representatives.
Good.
That it must be either electronic. You write your name, where you represent, and your position on it, and it should be counted. It becomes valid.
Mr. Ogoro, some people defected in Rivers State with their names and everything. We are talking about validly declared state of emergency. Yes, according to Constitution, who follows it? This same Supreme Court could not even adjudicate on that matter up to today.
Barrister, they have adjudicated.
They did not tell us what those defection means. Well, according to Section 109, they did not tell us that those people actually defected. Did you hear it from them?
Let's look at a few.
Did you hear it from them? That's the issue here.
Other headlines here. Ngige, EFCC clash over missing passport in London. And then, very interesting headline. Buhari believed Asu Rock gossip. I planned killing him. Coming from Aisha Buhari. This is coming from a book that's been written, and then her experience also documented in that book. That look, at some point, he believed the gossip that she wanted to kill him, and then he stopped eating her food. He was locking his room, and then that affected his meal because she was in charge of his diet and nutrition and his medication and all of that. And that affected his bill, which led to his illness that made him stay out of the country for a period of time of about 154 days or thereabouts, and the rest of it.
Okay. When Buhari came back, did she tell us why she now relocated to Dubai for many months? You left your husband that came back from medical
but that's what she had just said.
And
the husband never believed in her any longer. So what do you expect her to do in that regard? The people who were now managing her husband should continue because the husband has actually pushed her aside. So that's why she has to take a leave.
It is not enough. It is not enough because at that point anything could have happened to him. Are you getting what I'm saying? Why didn't you stay there?
Okay, why did the president even the president have to believe in gossip beyond the wife that have kept her to that level?
Because her attitude changed. Attitude change, yes.
Attitude change because probably because she was trying to correct the president. This is not the right way. This woman was speaking, even in Aso Rock. Aisha was speaking. Aisha was not like those other women.
Remember that this happened after the husband came back. I hope you know. That's somebody who came back from treatment abroad. Is that when you're supposed to be doing all these things? Something happened before another thing happened. Remember the shooting in Aso Rock. Remember?
Remember the shooting.
So good.
Those were some of the fractions now that she's talking about. We knew too well that Buhari's administration at the time it was no longer in the hand of Buhari, and that was what this woman was like. This is not what Nigerians actually expected from you, Mr. President. So at that moment, Buhari was not listening to her any longer. And look at where he landed Buhari.
Well, she's quoted as saying that, according to Aisha Buhari, that's how it's written here. It says, her husband's 2017 health crisis did not originate as a mysterious ailment or a covert plot. It started, she says, with the loss of a routine. Malnutrition, she described it, a pattern of meals and supplements she had long overseen in Kaduna before they moved into Aso Villa. Well, the first lady, she said that was what led to his illness.
The president should have helped himself to manage his head, knowing fully well, knowing your history.
Which conspiracy
knowing your history
is a lie.
Are you putting forward?
Is a lie. No matter the dietary routine she was supplying before she left, there are 1,001 people who would have continued from there, and they would do a better job. No matter, as long as
it depends on the intention of the person that is continuing.
Where are you driving at?
What I'm driving at, what she's told us is a lie. That's not the truth.
So what do you think?
What do you think? Because when Buhari came back,
this was before he fell sick and went abroad.
We are talking about what happened. These events, they didn't just happen. It started before he left for treatment and continued after he came back. Is that not true? So how could that be a routine of your dietary provisions? How could that be? Remember when Buhari came back, the Aso Rock door that he used to access with his
fingerprint
could not do it again. They had to start changing it. And Garba told us that they were killing rats in that place. So how did the rat enter when the place was locked?
A rat can enter from anywhere. It could be from the ceiling. It can be from anywhere.
You mean you believe that scrap, Abi?
But that's what they told Nigerians.
But you know it's a lie. You even said that he told that story just to divert the attention of Nigeria. Is that not what he said? Please tell me here. Is that not what Garba told?
Divert from the health of the president.
Yes. So it was a lie. I want to believe it here.
No, he's not believing
I'm
it.
not
He's only
believing
pointing
it.
out what
I'm
was
also-
said.
but
So
I'm also
how could,
emphasizing it.
if Garba can tell a lie to cover Buhari, is it the one that will not tell us the truth?
Barrister, he didn't say he told a lie to cover Buhari. He said to divert.
What does that mean? Divert and lying. What is the difference? No, tell me. Divert. That means you are diverting from the truth too.
To divert attention from Buhari's health.
You diverted from the truth. Is it true that the man is sick? Yes. So why are you diverting attention from it? Tell me.
So that people will not talk about it.
Are you serious? Look at that. Look at what you people will not ask you question. You said this man is not okay. Remember that this man was hurriedly brought back without the sickness being taken over, completely. And then he could not go to his office. And people were going to but you said this man is okay. He came back. Why is he not in his office? That was the question that time. Until Garba brought this scrap. And that the man was being treated from foreign doctors privately in his home. Is that not what happened? Please tell me. Is that not what happened?
He was recuperating.
Instead of it, but you told us he's okay. That's why he came back. You told us it's okay now. Because at that time, people were talking about...
We have always been seeing president brought in and we have always been told that they are okay. Yar'Adua was brought in and we were told it's okay.
And all the lights in airport was shut down.
We started seeing Aso Rock became Mecca. All the imams went there, bishops went there, traditional rulers went there, and they were saying some even told us that he was going to resume next week. Some even say he was going to play squash.
All these lies have been told. So what we
have always been seeing this kind of lies coming out of Aso Rock.
What Aisha told us in that book, that it would have been better she keep quiet. We are nobody asking her all those things. It would have been better she keep, because the personality of Buhari have not been thoroughly interrogated. I know that many years to come, the truth will be told. All these things that all of them are saying now, we are not even sure.
So where are you driving?
What I'm saying now is that Aisha Buhari is lying.
Okay, that it is not the Buhari that came back.
Is there any single government officer that has told the truth?
Is it not even part of what American government is dragging with us today?
Like Mohammed.
Too much lies.
Like Mohammed.
Like Mohammed, yes.
Aisha Buhari lied.
Telling us those
Mohammed Aduke lied.
Garba Shehu
lied.
Femi Adesina. They were out there.
Mr. Goro, instead of all these childish lies, let them keep quiet. And let us not nurse the injury they inflicted on us. That's what I'm saying here.
But it depends on the way you are taking it. We know that they tell us lies, so we are not taking them seriously any longer.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no need trying to tell us which you eating diet.
All right. So let's see other headlines here. Inflation outperforms Tinubu's target, eases to 14.45%. Tinubu lauds Buhari's legacy, virtues at biography launch. House summons Dangote, NMDPRA boss, over renewed rift. Senate flays multiple budgets, raises FIRS 2026 target to 35 trillion naira.
House summoned Dangote and Farouk. That's what I don't want to hear. It is not the job of the House. It is the anti-corruption agency that should summon the person that is fingered, not House.
You don't know why.
House is coming them at this U-type period. We don't need the House in this matter, Moses. We need the anti-corruption agency to summon.
Elvis, don't you know why the House summoned them? Oversight function.
Oversight function. We don't need that oversight. They should keep it. Let the anti-corruption agency do their job diligently. The House should stay away from this matter.
It's a committee that had to do with that industry. But the question is,
it's not their job.
Their oversight function, to what effect
Is it that we've lost complete faith
a crime has been
Yes.
committed?
In
institutions of government.
Yes, because that is what they have
They
driven
summon
us to.
somebody at this
No,
time
we
of
don't
the
need
year,
them. We
and
don't
we
need
think
them.
it is
We
because
don't
of
need them.
look, they might just be doing
Because we
their
have
job.
seen several summons in the past. Moses.
And nothing came
What
out
are the
of it.
results that came out of all the summons you'll be seeing?
Besides, a crime has been committed here.
Yeah, now we are
It
seeing.
is now
we are
beyond
seeing
your
evidence.
oversight.
It's beyond them.
It's beyond
the
your
anti-corruption
oversight.
agency should step in.
But
we have seen evidences now.
If my little knowledge guides me properly, it is what to stop further revelation of what happened. The cabal involved, most of them are in that house.
They are there.
Yes, so
And this is
wouldn't
U-type
want,
period.
they wouldn't want a Dangote to continue. Remember that was what happened when Dangote was talking about Malta refinery and all that. When the man started singing like Kennedy, they said, okay, it's enough. They set up a committee, a panel to, that's what always look at, just watch.
Nothing has ever come out of their panel.
Whenever
and their
something
summon.
big, somebody is all
We don't need it.
is ready to spill the bill. They will call you and say, come, don't talk like that. Come, let us look at this thing again. Come. At the end of the day, that's
Barrister, what we are seeing today is just like what Otedola did with Man Farouk. We want to see the end of this.
Yeah.
At least
Nothing
we
came
saw
of
that
that.
Man Farouk was jailed in that matter.
But Otedola was
Jail and pardon.
And pardon, but at least we saw that he was jailed. Let us also get to that level. So we don't need the house in this matter. They should stay off.
But
this
the Otedola
This
who
is
offered
U-type
the
period.
money,
This is U-type period.
the Otedola who offered the money because his name was involved in that list. Nobody touched him.
Otedola said it was a sting that he planned
sting
it,
what?
so he didn't intend to do it.
Really? So what did he even offer the bribe?
Say he didn't
According to
intend
Common.
expose him.
to expose him because that was Mr. Integrity.
Are
He
you
was the one that
serious?
was the leader, head of integrity group in the house.
I have told you.
Okay.
Don't
And he
offend-
compromised.
If you are not in the good book of the government, don't offend them. They will deal with you.
Let's look at this other conversation now. FAC revenue drops by 427.969 billion naira as federal government, states, local governments share 1.93 trillion naira. Now, the
Drop well.
It dropped. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, has announced that the gross statutory revenue for November fell by 427.969 billion naira, as only 1.736 trillion naira was received for the month as against the 2.164 trillion naira received in October 2025. Now, FAC in a communique at the end of its December 2025 meeting in Abuja yesterday also informed that it shared 1.928 trillion naira, being November 2025 Federation account revenue. So the federal government, states, and the local councils. It said the 1.928 trillion naira total distributable revenue comprised statutory revenue of 1.403 trillion naira, value added tax revenue of 485.838 billion naira, and electronic money transfer levy revenue of 39.646 billion naira. The communique indicated that the total gross revenue of 2.343 trillion naira was available in November 2025. Total deductions for cost of collection was 84.251 billion naira, while total transfer interventions, refunds, and savings were 330.625 billion naira.
You read all the analysis, but they did not mention the reason why it dropped. You read all the analysis. What led to the drop? Because we saw 2 point something billion, a bit trillion in October. Then what led to that sudden drop in November? So they should explain that to Nigerians.
Good. Have anybody asked where the money for the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road is coming from? Have anybody just questioned the money for building that place? Where is it coming from? Nobody has questioned it. Nobody. Yeah, the construction is going on. They haven't opened the first phase, Abi. They opened it last week. Is that not true? Where is the money coming? Where is the money
The reason
coming?
for the drop is not even here.
It's not there. It's not mentioned.
That's what I'm telling you.
In fact,
Yeah,
when you release a story of this nature, Moses, the biggest part of that story should have been the reason,
reason
why
why
it
it
dropped.
Yes.
That's what Nigerians are interested in here. Not telling
They will
us
never
VAT
tell you.
39 point
They
something.
will
This
never
one,
tell
we
you.
don't need that. Where is this drop coming from? Is it that is a shortfall in the sales of oil, or is our more pipelines broken again in the Niger Delta that led to our sales
Oil theft and all of that.
reduced? Where is it coming from? Nobody is mentioning
will
that.
never
We just
hear-
came
Or
and
did we
told you.
use the money to pay debt?
Are we paying debt,
No.
or are we feeding more? Or did we take this money now? Is it part of the money that was used to stop the coup in Benin Republic?
I wonder.
Is it part of it? So there has to be reason. They should give us the reason why the money dropped.
You will
Not
never-
just coming to sell a dummy to us.
You
It dropped.
You will never know the reason. Nobody will tell you. But I am asking you again: the money for construction of that road, where is it coming from?
They call it.
They say it's PPP.
Apart from even PPP, they have this one they call Renew Hope Initiative Fund. So that one, the New Hope Initiative Fund.
Good.
So
Who are the?
they have that kind of fund where it is not it's not in the budget and it's only the president and all that.
Okay,
that just,
because the road-
it's not brought to the House of Assembly,
Good,
National
because
Assembly.
the road belongs to him, Abi. That's why it should be like the lead road. The road belongs to who are the promoters of that fund? Mr. Okoro.
Barrister, they say-
They have
say
also have
it's
such funds.
Gilbert Chagori and
What's
what's the name of that
Yes.
contractor again?
They have a pool of funds that they said that was the same fund Buhari used in concluding
Yes, it's from
Lagos
the
Ibadan
NS
Express.
Who is a lie? That one is a lie. There is nothing like that. It's a pure lie. What are you people telling me here? It's a pure lie. Because Buhari did it and got away with it, this one now continue with it. Yet you can't.
That fund is just like a security budget for governors now.
Okay.
It's just like security
And
budget for
on
governors.
what-
It's
on
not
what-
mentioned in state
on-
budget
on
now.
what
But
basis-
every governor has it.
Must you use it for that road? Is it that it belongs to you or is it for the federal
No, it belongs to Nigeria. It has been open for Nigerians to use this period now
really?
temporarily.
Okay.
47 kilometers. Go and drive through it.
But agree to
At least you will be
Sokoto-
part of those that have spent part of the money.
should go and drive
Yeah, so that you'll be part of those that have spent this money you are investigating where it's coming from. Drive through it and have a feel
In
of the
fact, I
money.
was even thinking that by now, the so-called revenue that will come from there, people would have been picking money from that road.
It's
As
not
we
been
went,
completed. By the time it's completed,
No,
it
the
will
one
be
that
told.
is completed.
It will be told.
Calabar.
When it's completed, it will be told.
Yes, the one that are completed already. Those who will apply that road by now they should have been.
Barrister, you just how many 47 kilometers?
47 kilometers, yes. For
For
now.
and it was open with all that fanfare, abi?
Yeah, no, it has been opened 3 times now.
Oh, thank God.
3 times.
Oh, thank God. You know.
This was another ceremony last week. There
No,
was
they
the first-
opened it in phases.
No.
The first one they did was 30 kilometers.
Even this 47 kilometer in total has been. You know, Tinubu was in Lagos when before it was opened.
And this last one, it
Then
didn't come.
they
And so you did not
opened it
come.
again finally when he had that.
On one of those occasions, he ignored
When he had he rejected the handshake of the governor.
Yes.
That's the second one. Then the third one is this one where we just had now. So by the time we concluded, maybe we'll have had about 70, 80 times of opening this road.
Yeah.
All of them will be built into the toll plazas.
All right, let's
The contractor is high-tech engineer.
High tech, yes.
All right. So this day has these headlines. Tinubu, we are mobilizing all military assets against threats. Procures mine-resistant vehicles. I wonder why they're making this public
now.
information.
You know, the moment they say they're acquiring
These are
drones,
supposed to be
the moment they
security
say they're acquiring drones, the next day
Terrorists are
they
there.
will use drones on them.
Yes.
New armored fleet for armed forces.
These are supposed to be coded
Needless.
things. These are security.
It's quite unnecessary.
It's very unnecessary.
Telling us.
FG charts new path to tackle rising debt. Mobilizes mass savings. Reveals 70% of 2025 capital budget to be rolled over to 2026. Says 40 trillion naira 2025 revenue target has yielded just 10 trillion naira cash. Senate tasks FIRS with 35 trillion naira revenue goal for 2026. Demands tax reform education. Lawmakers kick against multiple budgets in one fiscal year. All right, so these are these are the headlines here.
And this thing tells you that our economy is not well managed.
We don't even know the
We
budget we
don't
are
even know-
operating
we
now.
don't even know
We don't
how
don't know
the
the
economy
budget we are operating
we
now
are
because
going. With all
we have
this, you
And they are
ready?
borrowing for
2025
2026
budget.
already.
They are borrowing for 2026, and you are telling us you met our target.
25% will be rolled
I heard
over
the
to
president say the other day
Eh?
that we met our revenue target by August
Exactly,
2020.
exactly. And you're not going to borrow
2025.
money.
And
you're
you are
not
still
going to borrow
borrowing.
money.
And
And there's provision
and there is
from the local.
and there is a shortfall.
The
now.
moment
A shortfall is
when he
coming.
said he will
You
not
meet your
borrow
targets.
locally,
Yes.
in less than 10 days,
You
he
went
borrowed
back,
locally.
borrow locally. Eh? You know, I said we don't know where we are going. This economy is like a rudderless ship, just swinging on the ocean. You know, the waves are just blowing it right, left, and center. It's just hovering around, no direction. No direction. The next thing they are telling you that is all about tax.
No, the new tax
the
regime
one,
is
the
starting
one on
a few,
ground.
few weeks from now, in
Uh-huh.
the new year.
The one on ground, you have not managed it well. You are introducing another one. And meanwhile, the people you want to tax are so
But
impoverished.
this relationship between Nigeria and France in this
That's another
tax,
thing
that
we
is
should-
that is
we
that,
should-
that's even
People are so impoverished.
that's even the biggest
you
issue
want to tax them, and you want to hand over our data to France.
to France.
So that what will
Why
happen?
France?
Why France?
Even when the
Language
so-called
itself will be a barrier.
colonized French colonized countries in Africa
You
have
will
started
see-
rejecting
you will
France.
see
Now
how-
France.
you-
Now it is now we are accepting them.
You will see how this thing will culminate into 2027 election. Go and mark my word. You see this romance with France and their data and tax.
It's a
You will
personal
see-
romance. It's just
you-
between the
uh-huh.
president and France. So
You-
it's not Nigeria.
You will bear the
Nigeria.
brunt. You will bear the brunt.
Okay.
You bear the brunt. Yes.
Nigeria should come out and speak against it.
He has
because
already
this is a
handed
personal relationship between the president and the French
He
government.
has handed
It's-
over your life to France, if you don't know.
We will not allow it,
Okay,
barrister.
okay, don't worry. Don't
Not
worry.
even now that even the francophone countries are rejecting their so-called master. So is it now we should be
Didn't
we should
you
be
see
dealing
how?
with
Didn't
with
you
them?
see how Bayo Ononuga was trying to defend it, telling us it's the technical know-how that Nigerians don't have. Technical know-how.
Meanwhile,
nobody.
Adedeji and his team that have brought the tax reform are Nigerians, but now implementation you are going to bring in France
Flutterwave
into
is
it.
there. Remita is there.
Fintech is there.
So they don't know anything about tax, Abi. We don't know all the tax experts we have in Nigeria. They cannot handle it. It has to be France, and you are telling me we are safe. It's okay.
All right, this is where we'll wrap newspaper review up, and we'll pick up the conversation much later in the day. And later this evening, Chikuma Okoro will be back here on Political Lens, and then we'll talk about the political space. Well, I must say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Darlington Nagumo Esquire. Thank you very much for your time here. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis Elimehele. Thank you. Chukuma Okoro, also an analyst on this show. Thank you very much. I am Moses Humphrey. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This one is not my pleasure.
It's easy, always your pleasure.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, will bring you Africa's heartbeat, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. Africa News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we'll bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
My name is Tao Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti, and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers.